Howdy, Aggs. Final from Kyle Field, Aggs 34, Florida 17. I am headed down Highway 6 right now. It's going to be a late night getting home, but it's always better getting on the road with the dub. So all week, all I heard was Dallas Wilson this, Dallas Wilson that. And Dallas Wilson had 20 yards total. And that's how you clap back. I don't know what it's going to take, y'all, for this team to really command respect. Not that we're not getting it. We're not like some sort of team that, playing victim or anything like that. But, you get this sense of that people don't trust the team still. I talked about in the preview that the media kind of has more battered Aggie syndrome than anything. Although I've seen some signs where we still have it as well. I'll give you a quick example. I had mentioned that on Twitter, X, whatever, that Dez was the only one that didn't pick us to win on College game day. And I was like, man, what's up, Dez? Whatever. Just kind of being lighthearted about it. I'm not that serious about it. But kind of people were like, it's kind of a good thing that we didn't have a clean sweep on College game day. And I'm just kind of ready to move past that, where we have this mentality that we're going to be picked across the board to win, and we're supposed to win, and that's how it's going to be to win, right? I get some of the superstition stuff too. Like, I almost sometimes would rather us be completely picked to lose, like pick the other team, and then we'll go and upset, and that seems to be a better idea. I think the deal is are we ready to embrace taking on the expectations of being a front runner and winning? And as much as that is true for a fan base, I wonder how much is true for that with the team as well. So going to 6-0 has placed us squarely in that situation where it's time to front run. I mean, there's going to be some things, some conversational pieces that are just going to start coming up. I'm not ready to talk about those just yet. I think we need at least one or two more wins under our belt before those things start coming out. But that is what's going to happen. I mean, A&M, it's like A&M and Ole Miss, I think. And then you got to put in Alabama as well, are the only teams in the SEC that are defeated in SEC play. Of course, it's just Ole Miss, I think, and A&M that are undefeated total for the season. Alabama with the one loss to Florida State early on. So, I mean, we are right out in front, y'all. We have a target on our back, or we should. Maybe we won't. Maybe people just won't, take us serious yet. I don't know. But, I mean, they need to. Dallas Wilson's an elite wide receiver, and to basically shut him down, and that's not the first one we've shut down, right? Leading up to this week, people didn't mention that we had shut down Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton for Auburn, Brennan Thompson for Mississippi State. I mean, all these wide receivers that are supposed to be really, really good, and we've just been phenomenal on them. And their wide receivers got some things early, but what happened after that? I mean, after about mid-second quarter, you didn't see anything else. So that's it's pretty astounding. I got some other things for you. I mean, if this was Josh Pate doing the this reaction, he'd probably say these are paper poppers. So, I mean, I'll steal it from him, I guess, for a little bit. But 3 penalties. The Cabo Fund is working. And more than that, I mean, what he says he's going to change, he means it. And this is not a week-to-week thing, y'all. The groundwork for this kind of situation, for this kind of change, I firmly believe was laid a long time ago. I mean, not even like fall or spring camp. This stuff has been in the works for a while, because it's culture that's doing that. That's culture. That's not him saying, I'm gonna run your ass, up and down until you stop making penalties. That's not what that is. That's the players taking full accountability and then making the change themselves. I mean, he's going to show them how and all that good stuff, but they have to want it. They have to know what they're after and why it's important for them to do that. They clearly know that. So here's some other things. 0 sacks allowed in this game. 0 tackles for loss allowed. So that's just a phenomenal job by this offensive line, where they've had some struggles. There wasn't even an offensive lineman named player of the week last week. I'm sure there will be one this week, no doubt in my mind. I mean, it hurts with balls going down. We'll see what happens. I think I heard it was an ankle, so not the same injury as before, which I'm at least somewhat optimistic hearing that. I think something like a sprained ankle will be something maybe he can come back with in a couple weeks. Maybe earlier if it's not as bad, but we'll see. KC looks like he's a little dinged up. It'll be interesting to see what happens there coming up. But man, he is a dog. Just continues to keep playing and playing and playing. And man, this Florida defense was tough. They really shut down the run really well and didn't give us a lot of stuff that we were getting in the first half. And we go 3 for 3 at the beginning of the game, which is almost unlocking, y'all. Elko talked about we're really close to unlocking this, and that was almost it. I had it in my mind if we came out and scored twice in a row to start the game, that would kind of be the unlocking piece. And we go out and go 3 for 3. Of course, we go out and kind of get a little stagnant after that. So, I think we're still, maybe if we're unlocked, we're still trying to push the door open. But how can you be mad about that performance against that particular team? 34-17, and we double cover essentially. And who had us covering? Anybody? I mean, I had the score 28-20, so I had us covering. I'm not sure who else really. Again, I don't listen to other pro Aggie shows because I just don't have the time, so I can't speak for them. I'm sure there's some of them, but you're talking about national media shows. Who believed in this team to cover? I just didn't hear any. Maybe I didn't listen to enough. I didn't hear any. So I think this team has earned some faith, don't you? Albert Regis gets a sack from the defensive tackle position. That doesn't speak to how well this defense is playing. I wasn't even mad about the catches that were made by their wide receivers on Des Ricks. He was there for every single one of them. I think they asked Elko at halftime, like, did you go to a zone or did you stay in man? And he was like, yeah, we stayed in man. Did it work? And he was kind of like, well, yeah, it worked. I just think he has a lot of faith in those guys, and I think he places in them rightly. And you see that they didn't get a lot of those catches in the second half. I think maybe one more. Just a smart way to play. I mean, those are low percentage throw and catch plays. I think they were not necessarily lucky to get them. Just, hey, you can't hit those all the time. We're going to win some of those, or you're going to sidelines a defender as well. And we played it that way on a few occasions. So really, really excited about the way that played out. Defensive line, three other sacks. Cassius Howell, Regis, and who was the third one? There was a third sack. I want to say it was Sanford, but I could be lying about that. He played another great game. Scooby, it's nice to see him back. I would have liked to see Bryce Anderson back, get him some reps and know that he is going to be back in the game. But Julian Humphrey played a really, really great game, filling in for Dez at some level, which I thought was maybe part of the game plan. And those wide receivers are so good deep for Florida. I mean, how many times can they just completely sprint, 40, 50 yards down the field? Like 12 times? And if our corners are only having to do it 4 to 6 times because we're switching them out, I mean, it's pretty smart to play that way. So Ruben Owens, another quality game. Really like the way that he's running. We didn't have anybody over 100 yards, but I don't think it really matters. And we had well over 100 yards rushing as a team. E.J. Smith got some big yards there to fill in. It was really cool to see that happen against his dad's former team. So, man, where do we go from here? It's interesting. Arkansas is up. I think it's time for another Around the SEC preview. Update what's going on around the SEC, how teams are doing, and how that's going to affect A&M. Things are looking interesting. Texas beats OU pretty handily today, so I won't spoil that show. But it's already got me thinking how things look. We've positioned ourselves really well. I know I'm thinking like I had A&M to cover the regular season win total. Dropped a little something on that early in the season whenever I saw it was 7.5. Told my buddy, give me something on that. And we got Samford left, plus we need one more win to cover that. And that's great, but that's just not even the bar anymore. I mean, going over 7.5 wins, just not even the bar. So bringing in some other numbers that are not going to be usual, and I can't wait to see how this team plays with these kinds of expectations. I think Elko has set them up really, really well. He's earned just so much more trust than he already had from me by getting some things fixed and keeping some things fixed, and just going out there and proving that this team can do it week after week after week. So that's what it's going to take if we want those bigger goals to come true. So, all right, well, that's it. Great win for the Aggies. Wish me luck on the way home. I probably won't get in until about 1:30. Sometimes it's 2 o'clock, but that's just the price you got to pay to be a part of big wins and see them in person. So I'm happy to do that. Love doing that. Memories are going to be fantastic. So 6-0, y'all. First time since 2016. Gonna have to look and see what the possibilities are of going 7-0 and when the last time that happened, because it's going to be even longer. So we'll have that in the preview. I will see y'all soon. Thanks, and gig 'em, y'all.